forces, fire departments, and small-time mercenaries, right up to the military and government policymakers. It made sense then, when Acacius died, for Hypatia to form a new partnership with another man of the Greens. Bassianus was also an animal trainer, a good enough man. The bear-keeper's widow thought it wise for the younger man to take on his predecessor's job, both at home and in the hippodrome. Unfortunately, the Greens leader was a true businessman. He knew someone else who would pay to take on the chief bear-keeper role, and Hypatia's second husband was denied her dead husband's job. The widow, her 3 daughters, her new husband, and, not to anyone's surprise, the baby on the way, were literally hungry for support. Theodora was 5, as old as the new century, born in the city of Constantine, less than 200 years since it ceased to be Byzantium and become the holy city of Constantinople, the centre of the new Rome, the sparkling gem in a Christian crown. In the west, the empire was parcelled out among barbarian kings, some of them not even Christian. In the east, there were the constantly disputed Persian borders and Sassanid rulers, none of them Christian. Hers was a century that, so far, felt very much like the one before, not least because the Emperor Anastasius, the frugal old man with mismatched eyes who had banned animal fights in the hippodrome, much to his people's displeasure, continued in his opposition to the Council of Chalcedon's decrees concerning the nature of the Christ. Theodora was too young to know the intricacies of a schism born at the Ecumenical Council 50 years earlier, intricacies spinning out from the interpretation of a single word to questions of national identity. But even she had noticed that her parents' friends, and the dancers in their rehearsal breaks, and the man who preached on the corner near their house, not to mention the monks who had recently physically attacked each other for their different beliefs, all took the matter very seriously indeed. Many people, and more of the religious, agreed with the prevailing Western orthodoxy that the Christ was 2 in 1, both fully divine and fully human. The Emperor Anastasius, on the other hand, along with many key figures of the faith in the eastern branches of the Church, was confident in his belief that whatever humanity the Christ had possessed was subsumed by his more vital divinity. In a city founded by a man obsessed, on his deathbed at least, by faith, in a religion needing to formalize its beliefs as it scooped up more and more of the Western world, the core notion of just how divine the Christ truly was could not have been more engaging to the population. All across the city, sailors and soldiers, tradesmen and civil servants debated the true nature of the Christ as they drank their wine late into the night. Poor women in shared kitchens considered the safety of the Persian border and the vexed question of whether Mary was Theotokos, Mother of God, or Christotokos, Mother of the Christ. Those scrutinizing the market stalls and buying goods from the shops that lined the porticos of the long mezzi fretted over the influx of non-Christian refugees, still fleeing Goth kings in the west. And everyone bemoaned the emperor's parsimony, his refusal to build them a fine new church. At the age of 5, God was everywhere Theodora looked. In their tiny home, meanwhile, with no pennies to pinch, and far more pressing concerns than the nature of the Christ or his mother, while the new baby in her belly kicked her awake, Hypatia seethed that the Greens, the faction she and her late husband had been born into, had failed to take care of them. Having been an acrobat herself, having watched her mauled husband die in abject pain, she'd wanted anything but the stage for her 3 daughters. Now she lay awake and planned their first public performance. There is a break in the racing. Hypatia has bribed the tall vandal couple who usually perform at this point, a slapstick display of tumbling pornography loved by the crowd, those who are watching at least, those not in a hurry to piss or eat or place bets, and she has taken their 20-minute slot. For a fortnight she has been rehearsing her 3 daughters. Even Anastasia, just 3, has been drilled in steps and gesture. The girls look perfect, white robes down to their bare feet, garlands of fresh flowers on their hair,